Did you start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make sure your shirt doesn't stop the recording. Okay, where are we going again?
This way.
Okay. We good? Point a little upwards. So currently, I'm in Valencia. I was in Barcelona like 2 days ago, but now I'm in Valencia. Honestly, much more beautiful of a place, if I'm being honest with you. Barcelona has a lot more tourist attractions. This place is much more local. And if you didn't know, Spain has the most tourists, one of the most tourists in the world. So you can't really tell who's a local and who's a tourist. But over here, from my observations and my genius brain, I'm pretty sure most people here are locals. And no one really knows my ethnicity, but I definitely come off as Spanish. You guys have no idea what my significant other who's holding the camera looks like, but she also looks very Spanish, even though she's not Spanish. She's Persian. She's Persian. So now I'm in Valencia. It's been very, very eventful. A lot of shit has happened, even though I've only been here for a week.
I'm not in a mood, cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo parked on a landing strip, everyone in my gang and my DJ paid. Where's my man talking about inshallah? These times he don't even pray. Where's my man wearing a Jesus piece?
I'm recording.
Like in Toronto, when you buy a burger, you go to the store, you say, oh, I want a burger. They cook your burger, they give it to you. Over here, they just have a burger by itself. You want that?
My man talking about inshallah. These times he don't even pray. Where's my man?
Look at all those chickens.
I've been out of work for 7 days. I've still been uploading. My brother's been uploading for me. I edited 40 videos in advance for the 10 days that I am here. Being out of work has been a little bit uneasy because I've spent the last, year and a half working every single day on the channel. So being away from the work, it's a bit weird. And I also don't have the gym here because nobody works out. I say that as someone reasonably built walks right past me. Yeah, nobody here works out. There's no gyms anywhere. So all I've been doing is like 300, 400 push-ups every day, and I'm losing my mind. I'm tweaking. But it's a vacation, so I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm not gonna complain. I love this place. It's so much better than Canada in terms of architecture. Canada is way too modernized. This place is very nice. I have a story that I could save it for later, but you know what? Let's save it for later. It's a bit too crowded. Let's pause. I take it back. I was wrong. I said you don't know who's a local and who's a tourist. Every single person here is a tourist. I don't know who I thought I was. I was wrong. I said I don't know who's a tourist and who's a local, and that there's more locals here than there are tourists. I was so mistaken. Every single individual here is a f***ing tourist, myself included. Look at that pigeon. Zoom into that pigeon. Sit. Okay. Alright, let's go buy drinks. I'm kidding.
Jabón especial.
Look, you see the light?
I guess we could check it out. Also, don't be scared to like show the surroundings a little bit. I have an ADHD audience who needs constant stimulation or else their retention falls off. There needs to be constant flashes and texts and memes. Anyways, I don't even know where I left off. I did say I had a story to tell, which I still will tell. Right now we're just going to dinner. The last time I recorded it was like 1 p.m. My watch says 3 p.m, but that's the time it is at home. What time is it? Show your watch. It's 9:05. It's 9 p.m. and look at the sky right now. This is 9 p.m. Where on earth am I? This place defies all the laws of life. Even the birds in the sky have a different accent. Show them. Those birds that you see, those seagulls, they don't seagull like normal seagulls. They actually say certain words. One of them, as I was flying by, said to me, he's like, what's a word I could say that won't get me in trouble? It called me a racist name, okay? I don't know what's wrong with seagulls in this country, but they're broken. They have different accents. They're not normal. See, everybody here is speaking Spanish. Even the Asian people here are speaking Spanish. That's why you can't tell who's a tourist and who's not a tourist. So basically, the story, while we were in Barcelona a few days ago, there's a problem in Barcelona where there's a lot of pickpocketers. There's no violence, there's no robbery, there's just pickpocketing. So what they do is they'll slickly come, they work in groups. So one person will tap your shoulder. As you get distracted, you'll turn around and the other person will slickly come up, take your shit and run. So I did a little bit of research before coming here because I don't know what I'm getting myself into. And I discovered that they work in groups. So I obviously need to have a lot of social awareness being a YouTuber now, because I don't know who knows me. I don't know if people are just looking at me for other reasons, I don't know. So anyways, so there's two groups of people. There's people who are targets, aka victims, people who look like victims. So those are people who dress expensively, they wear stupid shit, they wear designer, they just look like someone who is trying to flaunt. And then they have other people who are just not people who you try to mess with. While me and my significant other, who's currently recording, while we were walking, I noticed someone came up on a scooter and someone else came up wearing a... Make sure your shirt doesn't stop the recording. I need a better method. Oh shit, I need socks. I need a better method to recording discreetly without the cameraman or camera woman accidentally stopping the recording. It is what it is, it happens, but what can you do? Well, this is new. This chair has been seen hundreds of millions of times, but you have never seen me sit on it, which is pretty interesting. I actually sit on this chair a lot. My main chair is what I use to edit and record my videos. I sit here to read and spend some time by myself. Hello, boy. Sorry to bother you, but you're sitting with me today. All right, like I was saying before the footage ended, basically, the way how they work in Spain is they have victims, or the way how the pickpocketers work in Spain, they have victims and they have people who they don't necessarily go near. And I found all this out on some deep Reddit post the night before I left to Spain. But the victims are one, overweight people, like this guy, who can't run or can't stop the robbers from, robbing them, the pickpocketers from pickpocketing them. And then other victims are people who wear very expensive clothes for no reason, very flashy people.
What the fuck are you doing, bro?
So that includes people who wear expensive watches, just people who are trying to come across a certain way. So in my case, as I was walking with, or sorry, I'm not going to say her name, my woman, these two people started walking towards us. One of them was on a scooter and the other one came across looking like a tourist. So being a YouTuber, I need to have situational awareness because like I said, I don't know who knows me, and not even just being a YouTuber, being with a girl that you got to take care of, you need to have situational awareness, especially when it's your job to take care of her. So while I was there, I was constantly just scouting the area everywhere I went. I didn't take my phone out once. She was the one taking out her phone and taking all the pictures and all the videos and everything. I was just on the lookout completely. So as I noticed the guy on the scooter coming up to me, she tapped my shoulder because the light was green, meaning that we could have crossed the street, but I didn't move. So as I was standing with her, the guy on the scooter started to approach us. And I looked at him and I just nodded my head. I'm like, no. I looked directly at him, I'm like, no. So then he just moved the other way. So I took her by the shoulders and I placed her right next to me and faced her towards everybody that was crossing because the light turned green. And I literally just said, watch what's about to happen. And literally, right in front of my own two eyes, I watched the guy, the other guy, not the guy on the scooter, creep down low, tap some big guy on the shoulder. He was relatively short, but he was overweight. Tapped him on the shoulder. He turned to the left, and then he had his phone in his left hand. And then the guy grabbed the phone and then ran. And then the guy on the scooter also went after him too. So this big guy, obviously, he can't run. He can't run after a guy on a scooter, an electric scooter, and some other guy who was running as fast as he could. And he screamed and everybody turned. But I literally said, just watch what's about to happen. And that whole thing played out. So for the rest of the entire trip, I was just super wary of anybody wearing a hood who looked shady and people on scooters, because that's how they function. Speaking of getting robbed, my doctor, or my family doctor, who I haven't seen personally in 6 years, 4 years, something like that. I know I should probably go. I haven't seen her in ages, but my family goes to her a lot because they have medical issues that they have to get checked up every once in a while. You know the drill. You all have families. They went to Italy, and in Italy, they also function in teams. Barcelona and Rome are the two most common places where pickpocketing happens. Let me make sure I'm recording. So I'm not recording, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. All right, recording. I'm not a dumbass. Yeah, so they went to Rome. and they were on a bus or a metro or whatever you want to call it. It was probably a metro, I don't fucking know. And what they did in Rome is the pickpocketers, they pushed everybody over on the bus or the metro or whatever when it stopped. And as everybody's like trying to get back up and like whatever, they went under and stole out of the bag that they had on them, which is crazy because everybody has a bag. And when you think you have a bag in front of you, you think you're safe. But the dad got robbed of his wallet and of his phone. So let this be known. If you do ever decide to travel to any very populated touristy areas, so Spain, Italy, France, any of these European places, you need to be careful of pickpocketers because they exist. It is a beautiful place and it's unlikely that you will come across a pickpocketer, but you just need to be careful. And even in your hometown or wherever you live, you just always have to be careful. You don't walk around with your phone just like this, not paying attention. Like you just generally, just always be careful, but especially in these places. I don't want to downplay the beauty of these places because of these situations that happen, because like I said, it's rare. It doesn't always happen, but it happens, and that's the point. So that's the story. If you made it to this point, I need you to do me a favor. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe or like the video. I really don't give a shit. But what I do need you to do, if you are already subscribed, just make sure that the notifications for my channel are on, because I am a shorts creator, but I want you to get used to watching my long form videos. And that's about it. Come here. Say bye.